D-Mac, and I'm just refreshing myself, stepping out of the shower. But I had a really deep thought to come across my mind while I was in here freshening up, and I definitely just got to get this out. This is no, there's no notes to this. It's just shit, just me talking because I gotta say what I gotta say. Life happens, man. Life happens to us, and we have to understand that when life happens to us, there's a certain level of understanding and acceptance that has to take place in order for us to move forward in this life. And when I say that life happens to us, I'm going to be specific. There is a system that has been put in place for us in this world who exist in this world. This system has been put in place for all of us to live and for us to go through the different things that we go through in this existence. And so there are things that, like I said, the system put in place. So there are things that are automatically going to happen, and it's just life. It's a part of this system. It's a result of the events that take place in this system, and they're going to happen to you. There are things out here in this world that are taking place now that are going to happen to you, and it's only a result and a consequence of living this life. It ain't because you did anything good. It ain't because you did anything bad. It ain't because of nothing you said. It ain't because of God's favor. It ain't because of the devil's jealousy. It ain't none of that. It's just simply life's events acting out and you being in the right or wrong place at the right or wrong time to experience that part of life. You're going to experience it, and sometimes it's going to be a good thing you're going to learn from, and it's going to encourage you, and it's going to build you up, and it's going to make you stronger and wiser and smarter. And sometimes it's going to be bad. Sometimes it's going to be so fucked up that you can't even think straight, and you can't even begin to find the answer as to why this took place in your life. Why did you have to experience this? Why did you have to be the recipient of this horrible thing? And it's just life. It's life happening to you. It's life happening in a way that you didn't plan for. It's life happening in a way that no one could prepare you for. There's certain things in this earth that we can't explain at all. We do not understand all of the elements. We do not understand how the wind moves. We do not understand how God commands certain things to do what they do. All we know that these things take place, and when they do, they bring about changes. They bring about certain results, and we get caught up in those things. If you outside when it's rain, then the fact of the matter is you're going to get wet. That is one of the consequences of being caught up out in life, and in life, the things that life's going to bring to you. So you have to understand that life is going to happen to you. And those things carry over into relationships. Those things carry over into our destiny. Those things carry over into our ambitions and our desires. And we're going to have to understand that, life is going to be a hindrance sometimes in these plans that we have. I may have a plan to go out mudslinging tomorrow in my Jeep, but there's going to be something that take place that's going to prevent me from doing that. Why? Because that's just a part of life. That's something that I got to deal with. So I go forth and I deal with it, and then I move on with my life. Does that mean that I'm a failure? No, that means that I had something in my life that prohibited me from doing what I wanted to do and doing it the way that I wanted to do. But that's not going to stop me from continuing on in my life and trying to do those things that I still want to do. I'm not going to let a failure in life discourage me from moving forward and still trying to do something else and trying to be victorious in another area, or maybe even that same area, just at a different time, because my timing for trying to do it this time was not right in my life. But you got to be able to accept these things. And a lot of people don't accept the fact that life happens to them. They want to explain it as the boogeyman. They want to explain it as, oh, God, this. And they want to explain, oh, the devil is attacking me. Nah, life is coming to get what it deserves from you. Life is coming to get what it asks from you and what it requires from you. That's what's taking place. Don't blame no boogeyman. Don't blame nobody else. Just accept the fact that life is happening to you. Accept the fact that you're gonna have some adverse reactions and you're gonna have some not so good things to hinder you from what you're trying to do. That's all. Acceptance. But we will, like I said, try to explain things away, and we will try to put the blame on this, and we'll try to blame that. And no, it don't have nothing to do with none of that. It's just a simple fact that, you was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and you're going to have to try again later on or something. Sometimes it's just as simple as that. Now, there are things that I'm going through in life, man, that some people would be able to deal with, some people wouldn't be able to deal with. And it'll put you in a mental block. It'll put you in a place to where you'd be able to think things through, and where you'd be able to create, and you'd be able to come up with a solution to something. Sometimes you don't have an answer for it. And you will stay stuck in that place because you cannot move forward what you're trying to do until you come up with a solution to this issue. And so will you have the fortitude? Will you have the energy? Will you have the desire to fight through in order to get what it is that you need? Or will you make excuses, and will you point the finger at other people, and will you say that it's their fault that you wasn't able to do this or that, and leave it at that, so that it'll satisfy your excuse that I tried? What are you going to do? What are you going to say? I understand that everybody on here is trying to build. I understand that everybody on here has an idea of what they want their future to entail and what they want to be able to give to the world, what they want to be able to give to their family, their children, or whatever. I understand we all have these ambitions. But what are you willing to endure in order to make sure that these things happen? What are you willing to recognize and acknowledge to be able to get some understanding and give some understanding to somebody else, so that they won't be discouraged and stop whenever they see these roadblocks and these different issues in life? Fuck it. I'm going through my shit. I'm going through my shit like a G. I'm hurting. I'm fucking confused. I'm angry. I'm frustrated. I'm optimistic at times. I'm going through all of these different emotions, and I know the end result is going to be something that's going to be beneficial to somebody out there, whether it's my kid, whether it's somebody who see me going through the struggles and who will eventually see my triumph and my victory in it, whether it's somebody who just see the struggle and they see me going through the struggle, but still maintaining my integrity and still, not allowing it to change my character and stuff like. These are all lessons that people can grow from and that they can become better from just by being in the presence of this event. I don't see it as that, because I'm distracted by what I need to do to get out of this. What do I need to do to strengthen myself to the point to be able to survive certain things? These are the things that are filling my mind during this time. So I'm not paying attention to who's over here indirectly looking at what I'm going through and how I'm handling it. But how I handle it is going to be a direct instruction for them on how to handle this type of situation if they ever find themselves there. So I'm going to bear this burden. I'm going to go through this, and depending on my attitude on how I go through this and how I come out on the other side, it's going to be a blessing or a lesson. I was just talking on my Facebook page about knowing what you are in somebody's life. And my actions and my attitude going through certain situations is going to paint a picture for somebody of either this is what it looks like to go through this successfully, or this is what it looks like to fail miserably when going through life. Those are the options that's going to be given, and I'm going to be used as either a lesson or a blessing. I understand that. And even with that understanding, there's a lot of times where I fail. There's a lot of times where I go through things and my attitude is fucked up, totally torn up, because I don't like this. This is not comfortable. I'm not familiar with this. I don't know how to handle this, and it's whooping my ass. And I don't like not being able to fight back because I don't have the tools necessary to do so. I don't like that. That's uncomfortable. And so my attitude in that situation is not going to be one of somebody of victory. It's not going to be of somebody who's optimistic about their chances in this situation. Actually, I'm looking at it from a defeated standpoint. So my choices that I make are going to determine a lot of things. Now, some things I may get out of just by the skin of my teeth. And I'm like, I barely made it through that. But is barely making it going to be good enough? Because if I ever have to deal with this again, do I want to just be strong enough to barely make it through? Or do I want to be able to make it through the next time with confidence and a little bit more power and a little bit more understanding? All of these things play into the life situations that we go through that we have absolutely no control over. You can't control what's going to change the weather. You can't control what's going to stop something from happening that you need to happen. And if it don't happen, what are you going to do? What can you do? It's out of your control, and you're being angry about it, and you're talking shit to everybody and taking your frustrations out on other people is not going to change the fact that that is not going to get done, and that's something you're going to have to accept. So your attitude is very important, man. Our attitude is very important. And that's why I'm on here right now, just damn babbling to most people, but I got to get this shit out because this is very important to the point that I'm at in my life right now, where I'm dealing with shit, where I'm actually turning around and I'm saying, okay, problem that's been following me for the last 10 years that I've been avoiding and acting like you wasn't right over my shoulder. Now I'm turning around, I'm acknowledging your existence, and I'm stating the fact that I need to deal with you right now, so let's fight. And I got to deal with that shit. That's where I'm at right now, because there's been so many things in my life that I've walked off and I've neglected and that I've turned a blind eye to, that shit is built up to the point to where it's got so much strength and momentum and so much size. Now that shit is becoming a weapon against me because of all of those things. And because I didn't stop it back then when it was small and when it was growing. So now that shit is a weapon. Now that shit has the potential to hurt me and to take me out because I didn't deal with that shit. And it was just life. I could have easily stopped this momentum. I could have stopped it from rolling. I could have stopped it from growing and accumulating and adding on. I could have been took care of that. But because of my procrastination, my fear of the unknown, or whatever stopped me and hindered me from dealing with it, now it's become weaponized. Now it's become a giant in my life, as to where it could have just been a molehill or something small. So my dealing with these issues now is requiring a whole lot of energy from me. It's requiring a whole lot of concentration. It's requiring a whole lot of everything, because I never used just a little bit back then when it was small enough to just exert a little bit of energy towards it to stop it. So yeah, we put ourselves in these situations all the damn time. Um, I'm not on here to I'm not on here to garner any type of sympathy or anything like that. I'm not on here to explain away my poor choices and my bad decisions in life. I'm on here to give you the understanding that if you follow the same pattern that I have and you neglect certain things, then there's going to be a day of reckoning. That's period, point blank. I don't care who you are. I don't care how bad of a motherfucker you think you are. I don't care how fucking smart you think you are or any of that shit. Anything that you neglect in your life that needs to be dealt with, that shit is going to become a reckoning in your life. And what you going to do? So I'm living this life, man, and the life that I'm living is not at a level of quality that most people, it's not at a level of quality that most people would call success, but it's success to me. The level of quality that I have in my life is sufficient for me to exist and to thrive and to do a lot of things. But how much more could I have been able to do had I cleared a lot of these obstacles out of my way? How much more, how much easier would I be able to make it to this path of victory or this path of enlightenment had I dealt with a lot of those things back then? These are questions that only can be answered by time. I mean, I can't project what would have happened if I would have did this and that. That shoulda, coulda, woulda shit. What it comes down to is right now, where I am in my life right now, what my capabilities are to do against these things, these procrastinations that have grown into something bigger, and my attitude towards dealing with them. Because soon as I defeat one after a long battle, there's going to be another one waiting with that same momentum, because it's been growing over years and it's been following me as well. So when one battle is done, I'm going right into the next battle. And after that battle, I'm going into another battle. And I'm going to keep on fighting until I have destroyed all of those things that have become a reckoning and have become a hazard in my life. And it's not because of God. It's not because of the devil. It's not because I didn't say my prayers 10 times. It's not because I didn't call him Jesus. It's not because I didn't call him Allah or because I did call him Allah. It's not because I call him Yahweh. It's because of life. It's because of this system that has been created through a multiple chain of events that is going to dictate how I live. And that system is a world system. It's not just a United States system. It's not just something that a few people are going to experience. life happens to everybody, man, and you know, how you handle it is how you handle it, but be sure to be mindful when you're dealing with things because there's somebody who's going to be watching. There's somebody who's going to be learning something, either good, bad, or ugly, from what you're doing. That's all I'm saying, man. Um, yeah, this is what D Mac. Um, I appreciate everybody for coming on and listening to me rant. I haven't been on for a while, so I don't know. This might sound a little chopped up, sound a little rough around the edges. I don't give a fuck. My thoughts are jumbled. Like I said, I'm dealing with shit right now, so I'm not fucking worried about how this shit plays over. As long as you got the message that I'm bringing forth to you right now, and as long as you was able to chew up the meat and spit out the bones of what I'm telling you right now, is all that's important. Every fucking thing else, disregard that shit if it don't pertain to you. If it don't apply, let it fly. But this is what was in my heart to say. This is in my heart to put out. I put it out, and so I'm about to get off this shit now. Yo, this is your boy D Mac. I love each and every one of you. I'm out. Peace.